Mr. Malema, you spoke a lot about your safety, especially given the utterances that were made by Mr. Trump. We see also an increased number of security. Are you really fearful for your life? And secondly, just to speak about how do those utterances by Mr. Trump, how do they affect the EFF, especially going into the local government elections?
Well, I'm not fearful. As a revolutionary, part of being killed is one of those honors you must wear with pride. But I'm not going to be reckless. When he says to Ramaphosa, why is this man not in jail? Why are you not arresting this man? He simply means, why are you not killing this man? Because this man wants to kill white people. That's what he believes. And imperialism, especially the USA, it makes such remarks meaning something different. If you remember how they killed Gaddafi, they said no-fly zone and any other necessary means in Libya. And that meant Gaddafi is going to be killed. And that's how they took care of that situation in Libya. So we know imperialism killed. The president of South Africa was unable to defend the constitution of South Africa to say, this thing that you are accusing him of and saying to us we must arrest him. Firstly, we are a constitutional democracy and we are governed by the rule of law. The judiciary has expressed itself on this matter, including the highest court in the land. If I arrest him for that, then I will be violating the constitution of South Africa, which I must respect. He failed to do that. So when a president fails to do that, you have a responsibility to defend yourself. And that's exactly what we're doing. The EFF is more powerful now. Everybody else, all of you, including Sam Kelo, you said EFF is dead, EFF is irrelevant, and all of that, only to find it in the Oval Offices and to find it in the White House. And for a USA president to argue with the South African president who's in denial, who says, this is just a small party, it's so insignificant. He says, that's not a small party. This party can gather 100,000 people under one roof in a stadium where I can't even see a single empty seat. You can't say that is a small party. We are not a small party. That's why imperialism is very scared of us.
Mr. Malema, how did you feel when you saw those videos of yourself being beamed at the Oval Office of President Ramaphosa, particularly noting the historical nature of Kill the Poor, Kill the Farmer song with a constitutional court judgment?
Well, I was not shocked necessarily. I knew that issue is going to arise, but that they will play videos. I was not sure. I didn't know all of that, but I knew that matter was going to arise. And I was very interested to hear how the president is going to defend the struggle song that the ANC has defended throughout the history of that song. He couldn't defend the song as a heritage. He couldn't defend the song as a struggle song. He couldn't explain the song that it doesn't in any means necessarily refer to literal killing of white people. It was used in reference to a white supremacist system of oppression in South Africa. He couldn't do that because he himself never believed in the struggle. And that was justified when he couldn't defend the struggle right at the White House. So we know for a fact that he threw the Constitutional Court under the bus. He threw the Constitution under the bus. He was not loyal to his oath of office to defend the Constitution of South Africa, where he should have pronounced that the highest court has ruled on the matter. I can't arrest him. Even if I wanted to, I have no powers. There is a rule of law in South Africa that needs to be followed. But they all understood the language, that the language is not arrest, it's killing. Why are you not killing him? Because he's going to kill white people. That's what he wanted to project, but he was not courageous enough. You have the whole former deputy president of the Youth League who sang this song, sitting there, not saying anything. The whole minister of public relations, Kumbuzo Chabeni, I was with her in the Youth League. She was the youngest in Peter Mukaba's NEC of the ANC Youth League. She knows the history of this song. She's sitting there very scared. All of them shaking. The president himself shaking. Only 4 white Afrikaner males were confident. It was Rupert, the 2 golfers, and Steenhuisen. Why do you give Steenhuisen to speak in such a meeting and not give a minister of international relations? That department has been juniorized and is being undermined as a result. And that's what I asked him in Parliament, that have you juniorized this ministry? Are you playing with this important ministry? And we saw agriculture, a minister being promoted against the Minister of International Relations. Reason being the color of his skin more than anything else.
Have you engaged with any of the members of that particular delegation since that interaction at the Oval Office, like Kubuzo Nchaveni and Ronald Lamula?
No, I've not done that. I have no duty to do that. I have no relationship with them like that. So, but I will raise it in Parliament. When the President comes for questions, we'll sharply raise this matter, and I will sharply raise the matter where he failed to defend the struggle and the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa.
Diplomatically, don't you feel as if the President was on the right footing not to engage President Trump and to present facts to him, because that wouldn't have changed the thinking of the US President?
So to engage in a diplomatic engagement which doesn't present the facts is falsehood. It's not diplomacy. Diplomacy, you say, with due respect, Mr. President, so many people are being killed in South Africa, and of this number, so many are blacks, so many are white. Majority of people being killed are black. And you do that in the best way you can. Ramaphosa can do that. He's got the temperament to can do that. I can do that. I can't do that. I'm going to be very aggressive, and that means in one way. So Ramaphosa should have presented the facts. Look, he goes to Oval Office 2 days or a day after they released the crime stats, which means Ramaphosa was sitting there knowing the crime stats in South Africa. He still doesn't say, but this is not a true reflection. And then, what kind of diplomacy? Some tell us this one where you are shown a picture of another country and they say it's your country, and you are saying, no, if I clarify, it's going to be offensive diplomatically. Those are facts. Diplomacy never meant that. The truth must not be told, facts must not be put on the table. Anyone who has not made a follow-up after that press conference, they will never know that there are no mass graves of white people in South Africa. Our president was there. He has to be. The Minister of Intelligence, Mkhumbuzo Nchabeni, was there. She's got all the intelligence information they required. That's why she was there, to say there are no mass graves of white people. There is no genocide. Even this video you are showing me is not South Africa. Because I asked a question. Oh, is this South Africa? Where's this? I don't know, but you must outrightly say, no, it's not South Africa. Because South Africa has got no place for mass graves of white people, and there's no genocide. But that is not the issue. We all know what the issue is. The issue is Israel. The issue is to push back South Africa on Israel, on Russia. The issue is to impose Starlink without following the necessary empowerment laws of South Africa.